Well, YouTube, I had decided to take me a little road trip before they put Florida on complete lockdown, and I didn't want to be trapped in the house for only God knows how long. I mean, maybe 30 days at most, but I don't know, or a couple of weeks. But I had decided to just come to Savannah. I'm not gonna say I was bored, but I was getting kind of anxious thinking about the fact that they may shut us down and put us on lockdown. So I decided to come to Savannah. And as usual, I decided to rent a vehicle to come to Savannah. So as usual, they gave me a luxury vehicle. And there it is right there. The Infiniti Q50 is the name of it. I'm still in downtown Savannah, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to review this car here, but I figure, you know what the heck, I'm already down here. I might as well go ahead and review the car right here. One thing I can tell you is the car is actually pretty good with gas. I think so far I've only spent about maybe $30 in gas, and that's coming all the way from Central Florida. Right now, gas, as many of you know, is very cheap. Gas right now is really cheap. So when I was in Jacksonville, I was able to actually get gas for like $1.79. And since it's a rental car, I know when I looked on the gas tank, hold on, let me show you this real quick. Also, I'm using a new camera, so you know, you guys gotta bear with me. I'm still learning how to use this camera. But when I had checked, oh crap. And that's funny, if the doors are locked, the gas cap will, or the gas tank will not open. All right, and that's funny. Now it actually just popped open as soon as I unlocked the doors. I noticed that it said it needed premium gas, but according to the people at Enterprise, they were like, oh, you can go ahead and put regular gas in it. So that's what I did to try to save some money. Basically, this vehicle was, I don't want to say brand new, but it only had like 4,000 miles on it. So I guess it's basically new, still under warranty. I'm giving some reviews out here right now about the vehicle. I figure I'm already downtown. I mean, there's like, if you look around, this place is like a ghost town. There is no one around. I didn't even bother to pay for parking because, I mean, what they gonna do? Give me a ticket? There's nobody out here. There's nothing going on. It's like this whole place is like a ghost town right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the review right out here. So one thing I will say I like about these vehicles is the front ends. I do like the way they redesigned the new Infiniti grille. Unfortunately, I don't know, and I love the headlights. Like, I always love the blue tinted daytime running headlights. One thing, oh, let me zoom out a little bit. One thing that's kind of sad is I personally do not know what year this car is. I mean, maybe you guys out there somewhere can let me know. It's a Q50. I'll look it up and try to figure out what year it is later, and I'll try to put it in the description or something like that. Q50. And what I will also say is, like, Infiniti has not changed their symbol in years. Like, a lot of companies I know are changing their symbols, and even Cadillac has changed their symbol, but the Infiniti symbol seems to remain the same. As you can also see, the vehicle does in fact have dual pipes on it too. And early in the morning when I first turned it on, it actually is pretty loud. This morning when I turned the vehicle on, it was actually pretty loud. So it was actually interesting hearing the way those dual pipes, dual exhausts can sound. And now that we're at it, let's try to get into the inside of the vehicle. I will warn you right now, I'm using a totally different camera. I usually use my GoPro when I shoot these type of videos. So that's gonna make it a little harder with this video. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me try something different, guys. I'm gonna just go ahead, instead of getting inside the car like I usually do to talk about it, let me just, you know, show you around it. Also, please forgive me, because I've had the car basically all weekend. Hold on. I guess the police are still out. I see that much. The rest of the city shut down, but the police are still busy, out and about, giving tickets. And as I said already, I've had the car all weekend, so please forgive me for the junkiness. I'm gonna try, yeah. Right now I'm inside the vehicle with the camera. As you can see, I mean, by now I think everybody knows all vehicles now are push to start. Like, those days are over. This thing seems to have a decent sized screen, 2 screens actually. Sometimes the screen would turn off, which is something I didn't like. And a couple of times my phone would even just disconnect from the Bluetooth. And I couldn't understand what was going on with that. I don't know if it was something I was doing or whether my Samsung Galaxy 8 is a horrible phone. I'm not sure. But yeah, also, as you can tell, the vehicle does have a sunroof, moonroof, whatever people call it. Like I said before, don't judge me, all right? Don't judge me and forgive me, because when I travel, I sometimes get things kind of junky. So, you know, I'm gonna kind of show you guys around the car. Excuse the mess. This is the back seat. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that there was a lock on the back seat. Car doesn't have a key, so I'm not exactly sure what that lock, how you're supposed to lock or unlock that. Traveling, I have to have some type of sugar. I hate to admit this, but my favorite snack on road trips are these golden Oreos. Not just regular Oreos, but the golden Oreos. And like I said, I have to keep these with me because I'm a type 1 diabetic and I don't want to be sick out on this road or out in the middle of nowhere with no source of sugar. So, you know, one thing I learned a long time ago, you don't let a good load go to waste. But getting back to the car. Passenger seat inside, like I say, forgive me and don't judge me. I'm a type 1 diabetic. Yeah, and the mats inside have the Q50 on it. I know someone else had actually asked me, what kind of car did you get? And I didn't know, but then I was like, oh yeah, I can look at the mats. This is the glove compartment, not that anybody cares, but that's what messed me up with this glove compartment. And no, this is not a bag of cocaine, so don't start that nonsense. But hold on, maybe this will tell me what year this vehicle is. Or maybe it will. I thought maybe this would tell me what year the vehicle is, but I guess it will not. Because, like I said, usually these cars will have a manual in them or something, but this one didn't. Everything is kind of touch screen, but there's also still these other buttons that control a lot of the stuff in the car. Let me turn it on. Just so you guys can see what happens. And hold on, let me make sure that this radio is turned down because I already know if it's not, my video gonna get copywritten and that's gonna make me upset. So hang on, I'm gonna try to turn this radio down. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. So these are all the little bells and whistles. I'm not sure exactly why this vehicle has 2 screens. For whatever reason, it seems like the one, I'm not sure. I do know this screen up here is for the backup camera. So maybe that's the purpose of the 2 screens. But I will say I don't like the fact that when I have my phones and stuff connected to the car, this screen down here doesn't appear to be talking to this screen up here. And so it's like, it's actually kind of interesting to me sometimes and also a little aggravating. I would wish this screen did a little bit more, but it doesn't appear to. And so, yeah, like I said, it's actually a pretty new car. I mean, I just put another 500 miles on it, I think, but I'm not sure. Like I said, the gas does pretty good. Overall, in my humble opinion, the car itself, out of all the cars I've rented, the one that was like the most exciting to me to drive was the Audi. It was an Audi A5. And I hate to say this, Infiniti, for me personally, it doesn't have the type of excitement that I had when I drove the Audi. So it's a nice car though, don't get me wrong now, don't get me wrong. It's a nice car, you know, Infiniti is a very well-known company, a well-known name. All falls under Nissan and things like that. But like I say, it didn't have the excitement like the Audi had. Out of all the cars I ever rented, the Audi kind of excited me. I kind of enjoyed driving it. So these are other little things in the car. I'm not sure that any of that matters. I'm not even sure if you can see some of that stuff. Sorry. Like I say, guys, I'm still trying to learn how to use this camera. So these are other little bells and whistles in the vehicle. This here has no space, which I was very, very disappointed. Do you see that? There's like no space for anything in there. Even my wallet could almost not fit in there. So I was actually kind of disappointed with that because I'm like, man, there's no space to even hide stuff in this vehicle. So let me do one other thing. I'm gonna try to get out the car with the camera and try not to fall and bust my butt. Looks like a couple more people are actually coming outside right now in Savannah. Let's do the backseat test. Like I say, I'm a big man. I'm about 6'2", 275 pounds. I'm actually losing weight. But a lot of times, back seats are very important to me. So, as I said before, I am 6'2", and so I was driving, obviously. So you can see how far I had to put the seat back. Let's see. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. All right. For me personally, all right. So for me personally, sometimes I won't like a car based on the leg room in the back. Let me just tell you this. This front seat is as far back as it can go. And like I said, I'm 6'2", and I can fit in it pretty decently. And this here's the back seat, which, although there's not a whole lot of room to stretch, and if I put my knees right there, it's gonna get kind of aggravating. The person in front of me could always lift their seat up a little bit, but this vehicle actually seems to have a comfortable amount of space in the back, which I will say I was not expecting that. I think I had just recently reviewed a Mercedes GC300 or something like that, and that thing didn't have no room in the back seat. Like, I couldn't imagine going on a long trip in that vehicle. But I will say with this one right now, me sitting back here, yeah, I think this would be a decent car to go on a road trip with, and I wouldn't feel squished or like I'm about to die. So, like I said, this is also the back seat. It's got some air vents back here also. And as I've said before, you know, like I said, don't judge me, because yeah, I've had the car for 2 days, and I've been on the road, so it got a little junky. But that is neither here nor there. So one last thing before of the vehicle is, let's check out the trunk. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed that this vehicle has so much space for tall people in the back seat. That actually, that's a deal breaker for me sometimes. Like I said, I'm finna show you the trunk. And once again, don't judge me. This is the trunk. I will definitely say it doesn't have a ton of trunk space. I don't know how much of that you can see in there, but it does not have a ton of trunk space. Like I say, maybe for 2 people, possibly 3, but like I said, the trunk is like right here. Where my hand is, that's the end of the trunk. And it's not a real huge trunk, and as you can see, even with my little bit of, now I don't want to say a little bit of stuff, but even with the stuff I have, I basically have filled the trunk up. Anytime you go on a road trip, I'm gonna tell you guys one thing to do. Buy you a cooler, buy you some water, juice, whatever you might need for the road, and some ice. Crap, I just said the hour, which reminded me I need to go get some ice. But there you have it. I mean, there's not much else I can say about the vehicle, except it was it's decent. It did good on gas. I mean, like I say, I just now for the first time got in the back seat, and I realized like it's actually a pretty decent size for a rear seat, especially for a tall guy like myself. So yeah, that's my review. Like I say, Florida is getting ready to go on a lockdown real soon, and I just was like, I gotta get out and enjoy some freedom before they put us on this lockdown. We already on curfew, which is a joke, but I was like, I just gotta get out and get some fresh air, enjoy this freedom while it lasts. And so I decided to drive to Savannah, because Savannah, Georgia is actually only 4 hours away from Orlando. So, all right guys, let's just walk around the car one last time. What they say on SpongeBob, 5 minutes later. Yeah, I'm back in the car on my way, heading back to Florida, where there's some sunshine, because Georgia is very cloudy right now. I'm actually in the vehicle driving down I-95, and there's a couple of other things. Hold on, let me turn this radio down before they gave me a music copyright. There was a couple of other things that I wanted to mention. About the vehicle. All my other videos, I always talk about the pep and the get up and stuff like that. And I will say this vehicle definitely has a kick to it. Like when you put on the gas to go, this vehicle goes. And me personally, I've always liked vehicles like that. One other thing for people who are into safety, this vehicle doesn't really have the safety features, except I will say, when I was just on I-95 and a car slammed on brakes, this car wouldn't let me push the gas anymore. I'm not sure what that is or what that's about, but I guess that's a built-in safety feature. But I did notice like it doesn't have the lane control safety features, where when you're going over the lane, it kind of beeps and warns you that you're going over the lanes. So those are just some other things I thought about after I finished making the video down in Savannah. And so I just wanted to kind of, you know, speak a little bit more about those type of things. Yeah, so like I say, this is the Infiniti. Just take one last pass around the vehicle before I myself get ready to hit the road to go, because I once again actually have to be at work tomorrow. So I need to get ready to go, and I got to get ready to get up out of Savannah, because believe it or not, it's actually kind of cold here. As I said before, you can see it looks like the whole place is shut down. Not really a ghost town, but it's very close. So if you guys get a chance, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments, whatever, just not evil comments. And also one other thing for you guys who like to put foul language in the comments, YouTube has a filter set up that filters out those comments. So I just want to let you know, if you want to tell me how effing upset you are about something, you better find a different word to use, because if you use that word or type it out, YouTube is going to flag it and the comment is never going to appear. So once again, thank you guys for checking all the stuff out, and I'll holler at you again later. Peace. Peace.
Why are you putting that so good? You said subscribe, leave a like, and share the video.
All right.